Welcome to Mr. Swaim, where history comes alive through powerful stories. Today, we journey back to the rise of the Roman Empire, a story of ambition, blood, and destiny. This is how a small village became the greatest empire the world has ever known. Over 2,000 years ago, on the banks of the Tiber River, a small village began a journey that would change the course of human history. It was not born from peace or order, but from blood, ambition, and destiny. This is the story of how a simple people rose from the dirt of Italy to command an empire that ruled the world. This is the rise of Rome. Every great empire begins with a story, and Rome's begins with a legend. Two brothers, Romulus and Remus, abandoned as infants, floated down the river, rescued and nursed by a she-wolf. They grew strong, destined for greatness, but destiny is cruel. When the time came to build a city, the brothers fought, and Romulus, driven by ambition, killed his twin, naming the new city after himself, Rome. In its early years, Rome was ruled by kings, 7 of them, each shaping its identity, but Romans were never comfortable being ruled. After centuries of monarchy, they rebelled, overthrowing their last king, Tarquin the Proud, and in 509 BC, something revolutionary was born, the Roman Republic. No more kings, instead, elected leaders called consuls, and a senate made of the most powerful men. Rome had become not just a city, but an idea. A belief that power should belong to the people, or at least, to the right kind of people. Surrounded by enemies, Rome learned early how to fight and win. It conquered neighboring tribes, forged alliances, and built a disciplined army that feared no one. Unlike other empires, Rome didn't just destroy, it absorbed. Defeated peoples could become Romans, join the army, and share the glory. It was a brilliant strategy, because every victory made Rome stronger. But across the sea stood another superpower, Carthage, the jewel of North Africa. For over a century, these two giants clashed in the Punic Wars, 3 brutal conflicts that would decide who ruled the Mediterranean. The Carthaginian general Hannibal shocked the world, leading war elephants across the Alps to attack Rome itself. For years, he crushed Roman armies in battle, yet Rome refused to die. Finally, led by General Scipio, the Romans struck back, invading North Africa and defeating Hannibal at the Battle of Zama. Carthage was destroyed, its ashes scattered, and Rome, now unstoppable, became the master of the world's greatest sea. Victorious and rich, Rome entered its golden age. Roads stretched across mountains and deserts, aqueducts carried water to cities, art, architecture, and philosophy flourished. The Roman legions, disciplined, loyal, and deadly, marched across Europe, spreading Roman law, language, and order. But behind this shining empire, shadows began to grow. Power, wealth, and glory, the very things that made Rome great, began to poison it from within. Senators grew corrupt. The gap between the rich and the poor widened. The common soldiers who built the republic began to lose faith in their leaders, and in the chaos, ambitious men saw opportunity. One man rose above them all, Julius Caesar, a brilliant general, loved by his soldiers and feared by his enemies. He conquered Gaul, expanded Rome's territories, and became a hero of the people. But when the Senate ordered him to give up his power, Caesar made a choice that would change everything. In 49 BC, he crossed the Rubicon River, a point of no return. Civil war erupted. When the dust settled, Caesar stood victorious, the first dictator of Rome. The Republic was dead, and in its place, an empire was being born. But power breeds fear. On the Ides of March, 44 BC, the Senate struck back. Surrounded by men he once called friends, Caesar was stabbed 23 times. As he fell, the republic he tried to reshape fell with him. His death would not restore Rome's freedom, it would unleash an era of emperors and blood. Rome had done the impossible, it had conquered the world. But with every empire that rises to greatness, a storm begins to brew beneath the marble. The republic was gone, Caesar was dead, and in the shadows, new rulers sharpened their ambitions. Civil wars, betrayals, and the birth of emperors would soon shake the city that once ruled the earth. Rome believed it would last forever, but nothing, not even an empire of gods and legions, can escape its fate. In the next episode, we'll witness how the eternal city began to crumble, and how its glory turned to dust. Empires rise, empires fall, but stories like this must never be forgotten. Subscribe now and turn on the notification bell to join me on the next chapter of our world's greatest histories.